Man, why is my camera so yellow? Hey guys, I'm really sorry. I have no idea why my camera is so yellow. But welcome today. My name is Michaela Levitt. I'm a author, tuber, and writer, and I really want to thank you guys for coming out and watching today. Uh, God, man, this yellow thing, man, it's wigging me out. Man, my camera is so yellow. 1 second, guys. This is like pissing me off. Hmm. Is it yellow for you guys? Because on my end, it is super yellow. Babe, are you lurking? Does it look yellow to you? It looks yellow to me. Anyways, I just want to thank you guys all for coming out today. I'm sorry that there's not a nice. Okay, thanks, Lexi. Thanks for telling me that it is very yellow. I'm really sorry, guys. My computer is acting up today. My freaking phone took a crap last night. Let me tell you this story, the tribulations I have been going through today. Last night I did an update on my phone, which was ready a couple days ago. I updated my phone. I got a Samsung Galaxy S7. And I've never had problems with this phone, and my phone is stuck in a reboot loop. It just reboots and then stops, and then reboots and then it stops. And so I can't take nice pictures for my thumbnail. I couldn't post on my Instagram, and this morning I could not post on Facebook or Twitter because I didn't have time to get on my computer and post on there. So that's where I am right now. You can't reach me by phone. I can't see text messages. If I don't have my phone, I'm unreachable. I don't have a pager or anything like that. So it's it is interesting. I was anal retentive, like very in tune with the fact that if I get in an accident on my way home or on my way to work, that I don't have a phone to call somebody. So that was making my anxiety go like all the way through the roof. But anyways, guys, welcome. Thank you for coming today. My name is Michaela Levitt. I'm an author, tuber, and writer. Um, on this channel, we like to do live writing sprints on Mondays and Wednesdays. Monday this week I had problems with work, so I couldn't stream. But I wanted to make it up to you guys, and we're going to go extra long today, Wednesday. I would love to know what you guys are going to be working on today. If you're going to be writing, if you're going to be doing something else. I personally am going to be writing. I'm actually working on my Camp NaNo project, and I've already written today. I 1 second. I'm trying to remember exactly how many words I got so far today. I think I got a little over 400. Yeah, I got 508, but I would love to know what you guys are going to be working on. God's warrior, and I totally know how you feel. How you feel about it. Oh my God, it's not yellow anymore. God bless. All right, guys. Reap Bride. Hi, you're working on your Camp Nano project. I need to catch up. Oh my God, girl. Me too. I am so behind. God's word. Feel about the anxiety of being in the car with an almost dead phone. See, the difference is my phone completely took a crap, and I actually had to leave it at home. Like it doesn't even turn on anymore, which is like a whole level of anxiety I didn't know I could experience. Like I've survived without my phone before, but never like in an instance where I might get like hurt or something. So like that made me go like, I'm trying to see exactly how much like what done I am with my Camp NaNo project. I actually changed my goal, I think it was last week or the week before, to 40,000 words instead of 50,000 words. And I've only written 20,864, which is like not that good, especially since we've got the end of this weekend and then the beginning of next week, and that's it. But I am 60.9% done, which is not good. So if you're doing better than me, congratulations. And if you're doing just as bad as me, it's okay. I feel you. Oh, speaking of, we should get some stuff done, guys. We should get some writing done. And I'm thinking we'll start with a 15-minute word sprint. If anybody else is not okay with that, they want to go shorter, you want to start out really small, please let me know. But I am feeling a 15-minute word sprint. And then I think we'll ramp it up slowly. We'll do one or two more 15s and then maybe a couple 20s and a 25s. Great Fry, I changed my goal from 45,000 to 20,000 because I didn't really start writing until last week. Yeah, I kind of found myself in a similar situation. My first week of July, I had to go to a wedding. My husband's best friend got married. And then the next week, I was dealing with work stuff. And then the last week before that, I was dealing with work stuff. And then this week, I am dealing with not having enough money in my bank account. So I'm like, what am I going to do? But it's okay. We're going to get some words done. So I think we're going to do a 15-minute word sprint. And we'll start in about 60 seconds. That's what we'll do. And you guys don't have to worry about keeping the time. I will keep the time in my Camp Run Arrival Camp in Discord. Honestly, Alexia, you're right. It is valid to be like, oh, well, I had a wedding and family stuff to deal with. I keep beating myself up about it anyways because I feel like I didn't get enough done. The word sprint begins, y'all. I'm going to mute myself while we're writing, and then I'll be back. Print is over. Go ahead and update with your word counts. I got 244 new words. How many words did you guys get? Oh, hi, DL. Welcome, everybody. Yay, Kyrie, you got 0. Yeah, but didn't you join halfway through? Like, at least you're here. Yes, we're happy to have you. We're very happy to have you. Uh, so, like, I want to talk a little bit about what I've been dealing with in with um, my current working project. You didn't join halfway through? Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. I've been dealing with problems, so I've never really written anything for the audience, and I'm finding it more enjoyable. But the problem is I really don't. I I really don't write anything for adults very often. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess I don't. I write for adults normally, but I don't normally include anything sexual or super romantic. And I'm finding that this work in progress kind of like begs for those things. Not necessarily in like a super graphic 50 Shades of Grey kind of way, but it needs those aspects in order to make it feel like a well-rounded, story. And I don't know how to write sex scenes and not be like so clinical about it. Is that hard to, you know, it's a little hard to describe for me. I just don't want it to sound all like medical, but I also don't want it to be too in depth. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I really don't need a like word for word, very highly detailed description of some man's family jewels. I don't at all. I'm married. I know what they look like. I don't want to read it. But I know that some people do. And I'm finding difficulty having that balance in a non like romance or erotic novel. Has anybody else ever experienced, that kind of difficulty where you don't know like when is enough? How much is too much with XYZ? Uh, because I know I feel like sometimes I get like a little too intense with certain things. Especially my cabin mates tease me for this a little bit, but like everybody dies. Like everybody. There is no one who is off limits. In like chapter 3 in my work in progress, a child gets stabbed in the chest because everyone is mortal. Okay, now my screen is blue. Is anybody else seeing that my lighting looks blue? Because before it was yellow, but now it feels blue to me. You've never had that problem. Okay, DL, man, it's just in here being a boss. I see how it is. I don't know. I guess I don't want to write something that no one's going to be able to enjoy by going like too hard with whatever. I don't want to be like F bomb this, F bomb that in my story. Even though I, have a little bit of a potty mouth in my personal life, I know a lot of people that just like don't want to read something that's like F this, S that. And I also know that there's a lot of people that like want to read like a book with sexy times in it and they want it to be very graphic and very, romantic or whatever. But then like I also know people that are like, ew, gross. I don't want to read about that. No thanks. I'll pass on that one. Kyrie says, I tend to either fade to black or kind of gloss over it, but in some cases it gets more detailed. I understand. I feel like sometimes it needs to be a little more in depth. Lots Warrior 99 says, oh, my screen is cherry, not blue. Okay. CL says that he doesn't write sexual content very much. Kyrie says, I tend to just write what comes out for the rough draft and worry about fixing it up later. I feel that. Lexi says, me either. I struggle with like one kiss. Wait, so Lexi, do you struggle writing people kissing or like struggle in your personal life? I'm confused. See, for me, I'm like, I also feel like my experiences, I can use my experience. Okay, writing. I can use my experiences to my advantage, but I don't want to be like, super. I don't want to necessarily like insert something from my life and then have somebody that I know or whoever the other person was read it and be like, oh well, I see what you did there, Bish, because I know if I was friends with somebody who like, oh, I'm friends with somebody who's a writer. I'm friends with lots of writers, but if someone one of my friends were to write something that like we did together or like some sort of interaction we had that might not be the most flattering for either of us and then they wrote it into a book and I could tell it was about us, I'd be like, okay. DL says, as for the cursing, my debut doesn't have a lot, but the memoir that I'm working on, as well as the first story I ever wrote, has a lot of foul language. I have I try to keep my language on YouTube very subdued because I want my channel to be available and I want it to be inviting for people of all ages. But the problem with my writing is that I don't really enjoy writing for kids. I don't find myself, enjoying writing for children. I don't enjoy reading books for children. Lexi says, I swear too much. OMG, I need to edit it out after I sprint. Lexi, it's okay. People curse. Are you kidding? Like, if this wasn't YouTube, I would be swearing, like, probably too much, honestly. But it's okay because sometimes people swear a lot. Some people just swear a lot. I think there is a point where it gets a little too much though, when you're just like, do you know any other words? Honestly though, all of the writers I know for the most part curse. Like a lot. Like my husband is a writer and he curses. My mother is a writer and she curses. I'm a writer, I curse. So it's like honestly I think writers curse a lot. I've also heard that people who are intellectual or are very smart curse more often than regular people. I've also heard that cursing when you get hurt makes you feel less pain, but I don't know if that's true or not. Um, I think I'm ready for another writing sprint. I would love to know from you guys though. Do you guys want to do a 15 or do you guys want to do a 20? We can do a 15. I would be fine with that. That's kind of what I'm leaning more towards. But I know some of you like to ramp it up a little faster. So let me know in that live chat. See, but DL, you're only writing adult stories. That's different though. My current work in progress is an adult is like a new adult novel, but my next work I know that I'm going to be working on Project Orange. It's definitely going to be a young adult. I'm excited though. It's my first sci-fi thing I'm going to be working on. Like seriously. All right, let's do a 15. Yeah, I agree with you, Deal. Let's do a 15. We're going to start very shortly. Actually, going to start in 60 seconds. After all I'm sorry, guys. I've got that song stuck in my head. Kyrie says, I'm just reading, so how long? Hey, man, reading is important. You gotta keep yourself, like, creative juices flowing, gotta be reading. TL says, I have a side project. Hey, you never know. That could be why. Reading an old Transformers fanfic I wrote. That's interesting. All right, guys. Sprint begins. Ready, set, go. Sprint is over. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for asking everybody to like the video. All right, guys. How many words did you guys get? I got 293 words. I would love to know how many words you guys got, though. I think in total today, how many words have I gotten today so far? I've gotten 45. Now, normally that would be my goal for the day, but this is Cape Random, and I'm super behind. So we're going hardcore with this. All right, Kyrie says that she read 11 pages. That's pretty good. I mean, 15 minutes, 11 pages, that's not bad at all. For DL Stewart says he did 422 words, and you're about 14 pages from being done, Kyrie. That's not bad. I think one more 15-minute word sprint and you might be done with reading that. Here's a question. Other than Kyrie, have any of you guys ever written fan fiction? I have not. I've read fan fiction, but I've never written fan fiction. I've always thought about it, but I don't know. There's just something about writing about somebody else's work that's weird to me. Like I've adapted stuff before. My first play was actually an adaptation of sorry guys. My first play was actually an adaptation of The Pearl, which is a novella by John Steinbeck. You guys might not have heard about The Pearl, but he also wrote like The Grapes of Wrath. So I've taken other people's stuff and I've interpreted it in my own way and changed it. And I guess it's kind of similar to writing a fan fiction, but it's not quite the same. The answer is says, I like world building and character building too much. Honestly, same. I use it as an excuse not to write. That's how much I love it. Yeah. I really enjoy doing world building and character building. Um, I'll create my characters in The Sims 3 and play as them and try to pretend that I am them sometimes. Like that's how intense I get about it. So yeah, it's probably a little much. Kyrie says I dabble in fanfic when I'm trying to avoid flooding my head with even more characters, seeing as I'm sitting on so already. So wait, Kyrie, 400 or so characters. Is that 400 or so characters from one series? 400 or so characters from like multiple projects, or I'm confused. All your stories. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. Especially if you don't have anything that's like exactly at the like done phase, because then you've got things like that you still got going on in your mind. You said you have all your 150 plus stories, fanfic and original. Like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. I started out writing plays and musicals, and so I cannot imagine having 150 plus plays and musicals to my name. That sounds like a lot. Yikes. See, I find that playwriting is actually more difficult than writing fiction, like novels and stuff like that, because you not only have to write the dialogue for the characters and know all their motivations and know the plot line, but you also have to tell the actor exactly what is going on in the scene, and you have to give them directions, and you have to give directions to the director and the lighting crew and make suggestions in those kinds of ways. And you have to, at the beginning of every scene, you have to let them know exactly what is on stage and who is on stage and what they're doing. And Yikes. Don't even get me started on that. Kyrie says, I think the Interstellar Alliance series alone is already sitting on 100 plus characters. That's a lot of characters. That's a lot of characters. D.L. Stewart says that he has 14 different land masses in his fantasy world, 24 different races. He doesn't know how many types of wildlife, religions, and we plan on doing 11 languages. So wait, DL, do you plan on doing 11 languages as in like fully fleshed out, like Elvish and like the Elven language in Lord of the Rings? Or are you talking like they speak a language and here are a couple words and nothing else? Or are you planning on doing something completely different and I've completely missed the mark? I would love to know. I've got a unique religion in my story, but I don't have a unique language. 3,000 plus words in each language. Well, DL, if you are not fluent in those languages by the time that you're done with the work and with your work in progress, then honestly, I don't even know what you're doing. Are you doing it right? Because 3,000 words per 11 languages, that's a lot of words. That's 33,000 words that are unique to those languages, and you'll know them. And that's a lot of information. I know a guy in high school that loved Star Trek so much that he learned Klingon. And now I hate Star Trek. I'm a Star Wars, fan through and through. I'm a Star Wars elitist. I'll admit it. I cannot imagine learning the entirety of the known language of Klingon just because you like Star Trek. And it's not even like it's a language you can really use. You can just be like, "Oh yeah, hi, my name's Steve, and I speak Klingon." Like, and you're not gonna get any jobs because you speak Klingon, unless I guess maybe you're writing for a science fiction magazine or something. Maybe then they'd hire you. Alrighty, guys. I think it's hell, my fingers. Ooh, sorry, my carpal tunnel suddenly kicked in, and all of my fingers on my right hand are numb. All right, guys. Let's start writing again. We'll do another 15-minute word sprint. We'll start in 30. Or sorry, 30 seconds. We'll start in 60 seconds. Hmm. DL Stewart. Those Star Trek reboots need writers. Honestly, DL, as somebody who does not like Star Trek, and I think that the more that they've come out with stuff for Star Trek, the worse it has gotten. I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't think they need writers. I think that they need to just let it die. But I'm sure that there's lots of people in the world that would disagree with that sentiment. All right, guys, the sprint begins. We have 15 minutes. We'll be right back. The sprint is over. How many words did you guys get? I got 308 new words. Yay! Which means I've written 1,353 words for the day. And I gotta write at least 2,000. Kyrie says, I'm 2 pages into book 3. Yay! DL Stewart says 418 words. That's fantastic. Man, it is so warm in my apartment. Y'all don't understand. I live in a New York City apartment on the second floor, and we have no AC. Nothing. No air conditioning. We're freaking stupid. That's what we are. Stop. I have an amazing husband, guys. He will walk downstairs to get me water because I'm busy streaming.
There's bottles of water in the fridge, right?
Guys, look. No, you want to get down? He doesn't love me. Actually, no, he just doesn't like being manhandled. Excuse me, he does not like you more. My husband says the cat likes him more.
The cat does like you more.
No, he doesn't. He's my cat.
He's your cat. He likes you more.
No, he does not. He does not like me more. He likes me more. It's true. He likes my husband more. Hi. That cat, man, that cat destroys everything. That's why I got new headphones. These ones have black foam. My old ones have a blue foam. And the reason that I don't have the other ones is because that son of a biscuit ate them. That's because you're in the kitchen and he thinks you're going to feed him. That's the only reason he's like, hi, human. Hi.
I'm no longer in the kitchen.
Hi. Oh, kitty friend. Alright, guys. What was I going to say? I'm tired, guys. I'm just trying to get these words done. I think we should do a 30-minute word sprint, and then we'll call it. How's that sound, guys? 30-minute word sprint. Let's get this ish done. Sprint for 30. That's not a curse word. Ish is not a curse word.
Language.
Ish.
Watch your mouth.
D.L. Stewart says, ish.
Tell them to watch their mouth.
Ish.
I don't approve such foul
Ish.
language. Not on my Minecraft server.
Who is this person friending me on Facebook? Mahela Kulawala.
Their account, see if there's anything in it older than 1 day.
10 hours. All right, guys, the sprint begins. Go! The sprint is over. How many words did you guys get? I got 662 new words, which means I have hit my goal for the day. I have actually gotten. I wrote 2015 words today, which is much better than I have been doing. But I would love to know how many you guys got. Deal Stewart, you got 956 because you're a frickin' baller. You're out here writing all the words, and that's sweet. I'm happy for you. You do it because I know I can't write that fast. Do you guys Team Beast mode? Beast. Kyrie says I quit halfway through to pace and try to corral a couple plot bunnies trying to go wild. Honestly, I feel that on a spiritual level. I feel that. Guys, I'm so behind on my novel. Oh my god. I'm at 61.3%. I gained a point something percentage. I gained 0.4%. I am a freaking beast. Oh my god. I have so many words to get done between now and next Wednesday. Guys, I am dying right now, like figuratively. I mean, literally everyone's dying, so that is a little different. I'm figuratively dying over this. Man. But I'm really glad that I did get words done today because honestly, if I wasn't streaming today, I probably would have written nothing. Carrie says, I kind of gave up on my camp goal a couple of days ago, currently focusing on getting as much of my niece's B-Day present done as I can. Hey, you know what? Sometimes we set goals for ourselves that are just unattainable. And it's okay to sometimes say, hey, self, you're expected, earlier self, you expected too much from, present self, and it's just not happening. There's nothing wrong with like being able to say, I wasn't able to make it, but it's okay. Sorry, don't know why I caught. Oh man, I feel that. I click enter all the time while I'm messaging, and I'm like, crap. And I type what I need to, and then I'm like, asterisk. I hate that though. I hate because I always do that all the time. But man, I am so tired. I didn't even know what to say. DL says I hit my camp goal about a week ago, but I just set hours instead of word count. I really understand. I think next camp in Naramo, I'm gonna set my goal for hours or minutes, just because I actually think I'm more productive when I don't. It's hard to explain. I feel like I'm more productive. Carrie says, I had a minute goal, technically hours, but easier tracking, but got 1/3 of my hours and none of my twine hours. Twine? But I don't know. I'm contemplating doing the time, you know, the time stuff for my next Camp NaNo in April of next. Is it April or May? I don't remember. Next year. Oh, Twine is a program used for your instructor's work. Okay, that makes sense. So I might do a time thing. Yeah, I thought it was April. I might do a time goal for next Camp Panorama in April. I might not. Does anybody else ever find that they are more productive when they don't set like a time limit for themselves? I find that I'm more productive when I just write than when I do word sprints. But I enjoy doing word sprints with you guys, so whatever. DL says, I've always done hours for camp because I usually use it for editing/revising, revising, and this one was to work on an outline in the cover. I understand that. I completely understand that, that you would make that your goal instead of words. For me, this is actually the first thing that I've really committed to writing that isn't a play, isn't a musical, isn't for stage. So I wanted to get the idea onto the paper, at least the first book, before I decided to go do other things. Because I'm afraid that if I just stop, then I won't continue, I won't pick it back up. Harry says, I work better if I have a word goal. I tend to let time goals up, pass by the wayside. Kyrie, I feel that. Honestly, time gets the better of me sometimes. Sometimes. But no, I would much rather just kind of sit down and like have a time that I write, but not necessarily be like, okay, I'm gonna write for 15 minutes and then I'm gonna do nothing, and then I'm gonna write for 30 minutes and then I'm gonna do nothing. I would much rather, write until I need a break, take a break, and then start writing again. But anyways, guys, I had so much fun streaming with you and interacting with you today. I want to thank you all so much for coming and watching my video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a video up this Saturday, my Camp Panorama Week 3 recap, simply because I don't have my phone, which is what I use to record my videos. I don't have a cell phone or anything or sorry, not a cell phone. I don't have a camera or anything like that, and I don't have any sort of editing software on my computer. So unfortunately, I may or may not be able to do a video this weekend. But I will keep you all updated. I have Facebook and Twitter. That is what I'm currently able to access. Because I don't have a phone, I'm also not able to access Instagram. But I want to thank you all so much for your support and for coming and watching this video. I look forward to seeing you guys again in the next thing that I do. Have oh wait, DL says I like writing sprints because I feel more accountable than if I'm just writing on my own. I can understand that. I can, but I feel like maybe I also just do my writing sprints after I've had a really long day at work. Well, Kyrie says love writing sprints because I'm competitive, but sometimes I work best on my own. Just depends. I feel that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Not sure when I will be on Instagram again next, but I look forward to hearing from you guys and talking to you guys on those platforms. You can also like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Like, comment on my videos, subscribe. I would love to see more of your beautiful faces and hear more of your beautiful words. And I want to thank you all so much for supporting me in this channel. And get to writing.